welcome back to Media for Scholars. My name is DIT, as you know already, and today we'll be discussing something very fascinating, something very interesting as usual. Yes, so we'll be discussing post colonial Africa. After independence, Africa anticipated true liberation, not just from colonial rule, but from the chains of exploitation, suppression, and systematic inequality. And when I say Africans, I speak about Africans home and abroad, a reason why the Pan African movement was created to advocate for our interests and our freedoms. Yes, because we had Africans who were at the forefront of each and every one of this movement to make sure that we had the rights that we truly deserved against discrimination and segregation. Yes, and these movements were very much instrumental in solidifying African stand on liberation. Yes, but now let's go to the question. Did we really get liberation? We got liberation from our colonial masters, but instead, we entered into another trap of our own brothers. Quite fascinating. I feel African countries are ruled by hungry and power hungry seeking people. That's the best way to put it. Power hungry seeking people. And once they get into that position, they are in no position. Like they have no interest to actually just back down or stop for a while. We have African leaders that have been ruling for 4 decades now, and there is no sign of I'm taking a break. Even while they are weak and weary and with no strength to continue, they will still carry on this political journey of ruling and enforcing laws that even they have no knowledge about. But now let's really discuss what was post-colonial Africa about. We anticipated freedom, we expected freedom, but instead of genuine freedom, many newly independent states fell into the grip of authoritarian rules. We have Eritrea, for example. Ever since Eritrea gained independence from Ethiopia in 1993, Isaias Afwerki has been the one leader. 1993, 2003, 2013, 2023. We're currently in 2025. This man is still ruling. We have so many leaders like that have come and gone, and some of them in military uniforms, some of them with their civilian attire. But yes, they were all equally oppressive. What was promised as democracy quickly transformed into dictatorship. Now, let me go back to Isaiah Afwerki of Eritrea because I don't know, I keep quoting him, but like I feel like I read him too much. When before Eritrea gained independence, this man legit promised Eritrea free and fair election, um, like a renewal each time there was going to be election, but that never happened. Ever since he became president, nothing like that has happened. No, they can't even be an opposition group in Eritrea. It is one of the closed countries in this world. It's almost like North Korea. It's the North Korea of Africa. That's the best way to put it. Yes. So Africa has been through a lot. We have other examples like Uganda's Idi Amin, who actually created a very, very kind of terrific. We have Muammar Gaddafi of Libya. We have Paul Biya of Cameroon. Even the rumor has it that he barely governs from inside the country. That most of the time, let me say 85% of the time, let me be nice to say that he's out of the country and he issues his policies, the laws from outside. That's very, very absurd. And fast forward to 2025, the cycle still continues. Power herding, suppression of opposition parties. It's not only in Africa, but since we're discussing Africa today, yes, it's crazy, and the manipulation of the constitution persists. It is recognized in our constitution that probably we're practicing democracy, but realistically, what most African countries practice is very far from what is recorded in their constitution. Many leaders today are not only echoing the strategies of their authoritarian predecessors, but they are perfecting it. They learned it very well, and they put it to bad use because they seem to be better than even the people that actually created or started this whole ideology. It's deeply troubling that in 2025 we still have leaders who have clung to power for 4 decades or more. And that's when sometimes when I see Nigerians nag about their president is this, their president is bad. For real. Yeah, you can't survive in some African countries because um, so yes, but here with all of this, it's funny, but at the same time it's painful because this constant ordering of power, the consequences of their actions are always going to be devastating. Because why? I feel like they always forget that politics will affect your economy. Because why? Like this is why why most African countries are not stable economically, because the policies you're implementing, they would always affect your economy. I don't know how they want to avoid it, except there's a part or there's a format that I'm not aware of yet. You can always enlighten me. I'm ready to learn. But yes, there's economical, political instability, and it's persistent. It's persistent. I feel it's important to note that Africa is not a monolith. There are nations that are making commendable progress, but when we zoom in and out to reflect honestly, it is very clear. Many of the political and economical crises that we face today are not just historical, they're not historical accidents. They are the aftermath of decisions by leaders who betrayed the hopes of liberation. If we could correct it back then, probably African nations, African countries will be much better now than it is. But since the system, the basis, the foundation started corrupt already, it's easier to continue in that corrupt pattern. It's better for the people that are leading. They're like, if they did it to them, they can also do it. So it takes a lot for change to happen, and the change will start with not just us but our leaders. It will start with our leaders. And until we address this legacy, not just in words, but in systems, the continent's future will keep on being held back by the chain of the past. So with that being said, I'm sure we've always heard the change starts with us, but honestly speaking, the change does not just start with us. I'm stammering already. The change does not just start with us, it starts with even our leaders. They have to put an example out there that the next person that's going to come into that system would want to carry on. And if it's negative, the person is going to continue with it. But if it's positive, there is going to be probably a change of heart for the next person that intends to rule, because he would want to do better than his predecessor. But yeah, so I hope you picked one or two and you learned that Africa is a fascinating continent with fascinating leaders that have done crazy things. But yes, I would advise you to check out read on topics about Idi Amin. It's interesting, it's scary for me, but I don't know how it's going to be for you. But yeah, make sure you check it out. Okay, I'll probably attach something that you could check out, a link or something. But yeah, that's all for now. Thank you for staying this long with me. I hope you picked one or two things from what I said, and I hope you go to read about Idi Amin and all of that. But that being said, before I stop, I actually posted a book on academia.edu talking about global wars A to Z. It is just a very, very brief analysis of wars alphabetically, actually, from Afghanistan war to the Zulu war. So make sure you check it out, and thank you. Bye for now.